Yes, Josh George here, recording another video. Don't forget to subscribe and comment if you think that the intro is a weird intro, weird music, or if you'd like to hear another song or your picks. Put those all in the comments. I'm doing the independence of college football here. So, without further ado, we're going to start with Army. These are in kind of a random order. They're independent, so it's no conference standings here. Look. Army was 9-4 last year. They lost to Wisconsin, Wake Forest, Ball State, and Navy. They have 5 starters back on offense and 5 starters back on defense. They were second in rushing offense last season, and they're a team that likes to go rolling along and run the football. They were also 15th in total defense. And like I say, they bring half of their production, 50% of their production back from last season. And Jeff Monken is 58-43 and a hot commodity coach, one that we could see make a move. And he says he's not married to his triple option. They came off a really big bowl win against Missouri, 24-22, where they rushed for 211 yards and had zero penalties. Zero penalties. Least penalized team in college football last year, and they had 5.8 yards per play. A team that just is really good. And then you look at that schedule. Look, that Coastal Carolina game, that's going to be a hard game. Wake Forest is going to be a hard game. Air Force and Navy, those are rivalry games. At Troy, that's a tough place to win. But when you're looking at all the other ones, they're probably favored in those games. And, yeah, some of their games are going to be close. Most of them are going to be close. But, man, if they can – I mean, they lost to a couple Power 5 teams last year in Ball State. You know, I just think things shake out well for Jeff and Army, and I've got them 11-1 and probably finishing in the top 25. That hit the subscribe button in the top 25. That'll be another video that I'll be coming out with soon. BYU, look, they are one of 19 teams that return a head coach, an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator, and they have 7 other starters back on offense, not to mention 10 starters on defense, and a defense that was plus 11 in turnovers last season, which ranks 7th in the nation. Now, they went 10-3 and also had a decent offense. They were 17th in total offense last year. And BYU fans, their favorite statistic is that they were unbeaten against Pac-12 opponents last season. And Jaron Hall was 45% on converting third downs. Another team that kind of goes rolling along, keeps drive alive. They play a couple of Pac-12 opponents at Oregon and at Stanford, and I guarantee you they're probably going to win one of those, if not both of those games. It's a really good schedule for them. They've got a lot of talent and a lot of experience. Look, when I've got them at 9-3. I think Baylor just has some mismatches, and Baylor can exploit them. I'll get into that in my week-to-week videos when we get to that. And then at Oregon's got such a tough schedule. Oregon's going to see this as a must-win, put a lot of prep in, and can get it done. And then Notre Dame just is the more talented team there. But 9-3 overall. Then to Notre Dame. Look, Notre Dame, it's really Marcus Freeman is the ceiling. He's 0-1 as a coach, but Notre Dame is number 1 in 2-4 talent composite recruiting among independents and in talent, including 5-star Jalen Freed at linebacker, who joins a defense that was pretty good last season, and their offense was 83rd in rushing offense, but 45th in total offense, and has some question marks, as their new quarterback will either be Tyler Buchner and their new Drew Payne, and their new running back will either be Chris Tyree or Jada Price, Jadarian Price. Look, we don't know who's going to get the bulk of the carries or the bulk of the passing yards this year for Notre Dame, but we know that they've got talent. And We really don't know a lot about Freeman. It's his first time to really do some serious game planning. Their schedule sticks up. They're more talented. He's a smart coach. He runs a great defense. And I think he'll challenge minds like Lincoln Riley and things like that this season. I've got them at 10-2 this season. Now, the Yukon Huskies, 128th in the preseason power rankings. 8 starters back on offense, 7 on defense. They had 282 drops by wide receivers last year, but Cam Ross, he's a sophomore this year. Aaron Turner, sophomore this year. Kevin's Clearsey, sophomore receiver this year. Lots of age. In fact, they only have 1 senior projected to start on offense, which shows 1 that they've got some inexperience, but 2 things might be turning a corner for this team. But they were 116th in total defense. I don't think they're there yet. I've got them at 3-9 this season. Now, to Liberty. Look, Charlie Brewer is coming in at quarterback for Hugh Freeze. He wants the Malik Willis experience, who now plays for the Tennessee Titans. The problem is this offense also only has 3 starters on offense, and we don't know what TJ Green will do at running back, as they were 25th in scoring offense last season. They also have 5 starters back on defense, and a defense that was 11th in total defense. And they rank 3rd in recruiting among independents. So lots of young talent, but they'll really be relying on Charlie Brewer, who you've seen at Baylor and at Utah. He's passed for 10,184 yards in his college career with 68 touchdowns. And I think he can keep them in games, win some of the closer games, and really challenge some of these bigger opponents. I've got them at 8-4 overall this season. Now UMass. Look, UMass was 1-11 and it was bottom 10 in offense and bottom 10 in defense. They have 2 4-stars. Everything else is less than a 4-star on this roster, including what's going to be their big star newcomer from Vanderbilt, defensive lineman Marcus Bradley. But there's just not the talent on this offense for them to get it done this year. I've got them 2-10. Now, New Mexico State. Look, they were 2-10 and are ranked dead last in the power rankings. And Jerry Kill, a guy from Minnesota, he's really trying to turn things around, but he only has 3 starters back on offense. Even though they did have some passing games where they were right around 269 yards per game, they really just kind of struggled, kind of sunk, got into some sinking sand. I've got them 2-10, and I'm Josh George. This was the Independence preview for college football 2022.